Hi guys, today I will be sharing the highly requested recipe dream cake. I'm sorry that it took me so long to share this recipe. I have a lot of people to consider, but finally now I'm able to share it. This will be quite a long video, so I hope you stick around, and the end result that you'll see is this one. This is the best recipe of dream cake, I believe, so I hope you do like and subscribe to my channel. As you can see, it's moist, gooey, and it's not very sweet, just right. 1/4 cup of cornstarch or corn flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 1½ teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/3 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 2/3 cup of sugar, 4 egg yolks, 2 cups of milk, and half a cup of cream. So in a saucepan, we're going to sift in the Dutch processed cocoa powder and the corn flour. This process is really easy. We're going to combine everything except for the butter and the vanilla. Add the salt, sugar, then milk while continuously stirring. Then we add the cream. Finally, the egg yolks. Stir this. Now we're going to move to a stove with the heat setting low heat. And then we're going to continuously stir this until the chocolate pudding thickens up. Once it thickens up like this, we're going to continue cooking this for about 1 to 2 minutes. And this is the consistency that I am after. It's important to continuously stir this so the eggs don't curdle. This is now ready. We're going to take this out of the heat, and then we're going to add the butter and the vanilla. Immediately transfer this into a bowl. This will thicken up a little bit more as it cools down. Really important to cover this with cling wrap, making sure that the cling wrap is touching the surface of the chocolate pudding. And then let this rest in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours to cool down completely. 200 ml of whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of butter, and 150 grams of dark baking chocolate. Process is really easy. We're just going to combine the cream and the dark baking chocolate. I'm going to melt this in the microwave for 45 seconds. And then mix this until all the chocolate is fully dissolved. Once the chocolate is fully dissolved, we're going to add the butter. And we're going to place this in the fridge as well to thicken up. And now for the chocolate cake, we're going to need 1½ teaspoon of instant coffee, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of sugar, 3/4 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 1 cup hot boiling water so it's still empty, half a cup of oil, 3/4 cup of buttermilk. If you can find buttermilk, I'll put in the description box how to make it homemade. 1.5 cups of plain flour. So in a bowl, sift in the flour, Dutch processed cocoa powder, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. To this, we're going to add the sugar, crack in the 2 eggs, add the buttermilk, give it a stir, add the oil, give it a stir again, now it's time to add the vanilla. You can alternate using a whisk and a spatula to do this process. Set this aside for a second. Combine the instant coffee and the hot boiling water. Again, the hot boiling water is 1 cup. Then immediately add this to the cake batter. Mix until it is fully combined. By the way, your oven should be preheated at 180 degrees Celsius. This is now ready. Divide your butter into 3 9-inch cake pans. For me, I'm using, this is a chocolate tin that I collected so I can make this video. It is safe to bake it here as long as there's no paint inside the can. Bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes or until when you insert the skewer in the middle and the skewer comes out clean. And this is what it looks like after baking. Let it cool down completely before making the next step. Meanwhile, while this is cooling down, we're going to make the chocolate shard. So I make a pattern of the diameter of the cake pan. This is 150 grams of chocolate that I melted. And then I'm just going to spread the chocolate until it covers up the pattern. You need to make 3 of these or 4 if you want to make an extra. You can make it thick or thin. And then let this set completely in the fridge. So we're ready to assemble the cake now. So to begin, we're going to add the ganache into the cake. So it's really important for the cake to be cool at this point. Just make a thin layer. And do the same step to the rest of our cake. Here is our chocolate goo. So give it a quick mix. As you can see here, it thickens even more. So this is the right consistency. We're going to divide this into 3. Give a good amount of the chocolate goo for each cake. Using an offset spatula, spread this evenly. So once you put the glue on top of the cake, it's advisable to put this back in the fridge for at least 15 minutes before we add the chocolate shards. So after 15 minutes, we're ready to put the chocolate shards. So I cut my chocolate a little bit big than my cake tin, so just press it. If it breaks, that's fine. We're going to cover this with cocoa powder anyway. So this is cocoa powder. This is not Dutch process, just a normal cocoa powder. Sprinkle cocoa powder on top of the chocolate shards. Then you can place this back in the fridge to cool down completely. And this is our finished product. And this is the sexiest part of the cake, when you can see the goo is oozing out of the cake. And a close-up look of our cake. It's really moist, not too sweet, very delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you give this a try. I can guarantee that you're not gonna be disappointed with this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you please do like and subscribe to my channel. Bye!